Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video we're going to continue our layouts and sections creation. But before we're going to jump to the next layout, first I would like to solve a few issues that I noticed before but we haven't spoke about them, or at least I mentioned them but we haven't taken any action on it. First issue was, for some reason, our title block could not be adjusted automatically or dynamically. And actually there is only one reason why it couldn't be done like that. To solve this issue, you need to go inside of your title block family and simply change parameter type from instance to type. And it's going to solve this problem. Now when I would like to have different format, it will adjust dynamically. Now when I would like to change the format, it will be adjusted dynamically. As you can see now. Next item will be that we haven't showed here the nozzle of the equipment. So we haven't indicated the reference to the nozzle as we did on this side for our tank. And reason here, it's quite simple, because inside of the family itself, the nozzle family hasn't been connected properly to the equipment item itself. And also, as you can see here in the equipment itself, we're also missing tag parameter. Before we're going to modify it, first I'm going to close this family to not mix it up anymore. What I need to do first, I need to open this family and the same nozzle. Then, because this nozzle was changed several times and those changes hasn't been transferred yet to our pump family. And this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going just to overwrite it. It will tell me that there is something wrong, but there is nothing wrong about it. And now what I can do, I can bind attributes from those nozzles to the attributes of the equipment, or to the parameters of the equipment, depending how you will call it. So that's what I'm going to do now. As always, I will use Pipex share parameters file, which you can download from our website. So that's what I'm going to do now. Under the general, I will find item tag parameter. I will set it to an instance. And this is it. That way I can link it. And for this nozzle we do the same. Also I will call it item tag. And then here we can see that this is, we would like to keep it as N1. And this nozzle I would like to name it as N2. N1. Oh, pardon. Of course. N2. Okay, here I see another issue. For some reason the number hasn't been changed, but it should have been. So let's trace the issue where it starts. Okay, so that's where it starts. We forgot to bind it to family on this step. And that's where this issue cascades to the lower families. Okay, then we'll just add those two parameters. And let me just find it. First, let me check if those parameters actually are the shared parameters. The only thing now I need to find it. Mechanical. No, actually it's somewhere in general. Let me try to find it. Actually, I do not see it. Let's just add it. We'll call it in the same way. You can also do in the same way. You can always extend your shared parameters files if it allowed by your BIM protocol. So I will start from nozzle ID, multi-line text, because this is kind of the text you would like to be displayed in the 3D model, and the text which is visible and extruded inside of the 3D model related to multi-line text category. So first parameter, and then I'm going to add the second one. Then I will just rebind it, and technically that should be it. Now we can find them under the general. First, I'm going to reassign this parameter, and then I'm going to do the same for the next one, the second one. Okay, those parameters I just adjusted. Now I need to find it here, and I'm going just to replace them with shared parameters file. And I'm going to replace them with the parameters from shared parameter file. It will be also parameter of instance type, general, nozzle, okay. Apply, correct. Then this parameter I'm going to connect to our ID, and this parameter I'm going to connect to ID X. And now when I load it first to nozzle for insertion, I also need to bind it here in the same way as I did it before. Also inside of this family I need to check if this is exactly same parameters. I'm just going to repeat the same exercise just in case. Probably we did it already before. It doesn't hurt. Otherwise, it might lead to duplication inside of your model. Then I'm going to simply load it to the families where it should be. So it will be this family, and it will be our tank family. Now it became tag. I'm going to simply change it to N1, load it to our project, and then I'm going to do the same for our pump family. Oh, actually, yes, we did it already, so we don't need to do it again. So here, we already binded our item tag family, and the only thing we need to change is the tag. So it will be, in this case, it will be N2. and this nozzle will be N1. For some reason there is still visible tag associated with the second nozzle, despite it was disabled. Oh no, it wasn't disabled, it was just set to 0. And once you disable it via the yes/no parameter, it disappears completely. Okay, good. And now, when they are connected to the tag of the equipment, I'm just going to save it somewhere. And now when it's connected to the equipment, I'm just going to load it to our project. I will simply override it. It will be not happy about it. And here I'm just going to change the tag number of the equipment. I will call it to as PU01. And then I will also add the tag I will also add a tag, multi-category tag. By a tab, I'm going to click, or I need to try to select the nozzle associated with the equipment. Yes. And now we can see to which equipment this nozzle is associated. So, this was second issue that I noticed. Now it's fixed. Then, what I also mentioned before, I'm going to show you how inside of assemblies you can convert the section symbol to the detail symbol. And actually the difference is very minor. It will be only the arrow without the line, at least if you will follow ISO. So what I'm going to do now, I need to find annotation which is associated to the detail view. In this case it's called a detail view, and under the detail view I just used section arrow. So I'm going to find here in the list section arrow under the annotation symbols. Just right click it. Yeah, so here is the family that we're going to edit right now. I'm simply going to resave it as a the section. I will call it detail arrow. Yeah, so here I can just delete it and load it back to our project. And inside of the project, you can click one of the detail views, go to detail view, and change the section head from section arrow. Yeah, I think this one. And now all of them will be changed automatically. The only thing here what you might need to do, you can try to play with the visibility of it. I will try to do it again to see which one. Yeah, okay, that's definitely not the one that we need. And actually this is something weird because of course, because I selected section arrow. Detail arrow we need. Yeah, I think this one will be better, because at least it shows correct direction. Yeah, here I can play a bit with this, just to ensure that it's not visible or barely visible. And once you adjusted it for only one view, you modified actually all of them. Once you adjust it for this view, you modified it for all of them. So everywhere where you use the same detail view 1 type, it was applied. As you can see, it was changed here. If I will open different sheet, we also see that it was changed also here. Yeah, the only thing probably what will be also good here, what you can do, you can remove this line completely. So this is what I would like to do now. Section tag, line, you can click on gapped. Yeah, you can just keep it simple, just make it minimal. Yeah, well, still not ideal, but at least it's something. If I'm not mistaken, there should be also different way how to do that, but unfortunately I need to recall it. Well, yeah, unfortunately I cannot recall it. Yeah, of course, here we also need to add same tag number for the pump. Also over here we can do the same. Just to close this topic. Yeah, again, for this ladder we can use free and show it properly. Yeah, just keep little gap so it shows properly. I can close this family. Then what we will take care of is our title block, because here, as you can see, some of the fields or attributes, they are not editable. They are not editable. Because only a few of them currently are linked to the project parameters. If we go to project parameters, we see that some of them has been already created and actually directly binded to the project information over here. So here you can see all those numbers. So we are going to also modify it. I will keep it simple. Client project number CLI 03, document number CLI 003. Just something random. Again, there is no guarantee that you'll have or you need similar kind of parameters. It's just our assumption. You're free to change it. Then client code I'm also going to modify. I don't know. Engineering office. Let's call it Düsseldorf. Location, let's keep it also Düsseldorf. Then engineering project number. We also will keep it as something generic. And area code 001. Organization name Pipex. Let's see, I think we still haven't covered everything. So here it was set, it also client address and client name currently is missing. Let me see if they've been client name. Actually, it should be already binded. And weird. Let me see. Client name. We're going to check labels. Yeah, okay. Actually, here we already have it. So I can use just default project attributes. Also instead of customly defined client address or project address. Then sheets of sheets. You can keep it manually defined as we have it over here, or you can have them automatically defined. Yeah, we will keep it manually defined. Scale defined automatically, and sheet size. I think we need to keep it also manual, because there are no such a parameter, unfortunately, by default, and of course it cannot be like that. It cannot be available by default. For example, in case of the sheet size, what we can do, we can add here new attribute as size. We can also keep it as a parameter of type. Oh, of course, it should be text. So I'm going to modify it. Then I'm going to create new one, sheet size, text, type. For example, here it will be A3, A2, A1, and A4. Apply, okay. Now, when we have it, we can start adding parameters which are currently missing in our project. In this case, we created it, but I forgot to assign it. Sheet size, now I just need to find it over here. Give me a second. It should be here. Okay, it seems like I was confused. Yeah, we can keep it, but unfortunately I cannot really populate it. And this is something I do not understand. Yeah, what we can do, we can also do it a little bit differently. You just need to find those parameters. Make it equal to this one. And of course, we need to keep it as type. And now I think it should be working. No, it still doesn't work. Well, okay. It seems like it should be added as should be added over here. So I'm going to try to do it right now. Here at parameters. No. Yeah, well, anyway, we're going to right now to add a bunch of various parameters. First, I'm going to start with the titles. To add them, you need to go to project parameters. Then first, I'm going to select first I'm going to start with title. No, something wrong. Title 1, title 2, and project location. Shared parameters again. General, no, it shouldn't be in general, it should be under the title block and should be under 1 and 2. Ah, okay, yes, it was correct. Good. So now I'm going to add it as project parameters for view. No, not view, of course, but for sheet category. And once I add them, they will be visible. Yeah, they will be visible over here, but not when you click on family itself. Because family is the title block, but not sheet. So what you can do here, you can already start to modify. Let's say test 1. And now we're going to map all of them. Again, I select category sheet. As you just noticed, sheet category is available only for the instance parameter type, but not for the type parameter. But not for parameter of type. It's very confusing. Then it will be title 2. Then I'm going to create also for sheet category. Sheet number and also I'm going to create sheet number total. Oh, sheet. Yes. And then, unfortunately, we also need to add in the same way the sheet size. Sheet size. Okay. Now it should be correct. Now we're going to test it. Test 2. Then, as you can see here, we can even type it already. So here I can tell that it is A2 or A1, and that this will be sheet 1 of 10, for example. Now, when we solved most of the issues, we are going to continue with our layouts. At elevation 0, we can conclude that layout is finished. So, the next will be to create layout on elevation 4000. So here we have similar kind of layout, and we will prepare it in the same way. So first, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to apply the view template that we created before, and now we're going to clean it a bit. First, I'm going to disable the view range, as I would say that for every layout drawing you might have different view range to ensure that you can see all the components. As in my case, you can see that pipe disappeared because the view range was too low. Now when I adjusted it, I can see all of the components. First, here I'm going to change the scale. As here I don't see a lot of details, I will try to keep it at 1:50, and then I'm just to add dimensions to it. So for example, I'm going to add dimensions here, then here, then I will do it here. Also, as we did it before, we need to indicate the axis of the equipment. It seems like something is off, so I'm just going to draw it manually. Yeah, I just selected the wrong reference plane within the equipment. So that will be the correct way to display the center line of the equipment. Then we're going also to add dimensions to that. Also, what I would say, I would move those dimensions a little bit lower, and then I can also add the dimensions of our pipe, so where the path is changing its direction. And I'm going to do it also on that side. That's it. Then we're going to add a few annotations. For example, equipment tag, then equipment nozzle, and here we can see that the nozzle for this equipment hasn't been set properly, so I'm going also to modify it. I'm going to change it from tag to and2, and then I will just load it back, and this tag number will be updated. It was updated, and now we can also indicate it that here we are connecting to the equipment. By clicking tab several times, you might be able to select the equipment. Or actually not might be, but you will be able to select the equipment. Here in the bottom left corner, actually you can see what exactly currently is selected on your view. And when I'm clicking tab, you see that it selects various kind of components which are somewhere below the current component that you're hovering on. So that was the equipment nozzle, and here we also have our valve, and of course I'm also going to add tag number of the valve. Yeah, it seems like I forgot to add the ladder. Then of course supports. but ensure that you switched your multi-category ladder or annotation mark or tag number from equipment number to valve. Then we can continue tagging it over here. Then I will just give it generic number, so it will be, let's see actually what do we have already. PS003 and PS004. And here, oh yes, okay, it was wrong location. PS001. Then on this view, you might notice that we have some extra components mentioned. For example, what do I see here right now? The reference planes that we have created to define the supports. And for sure, we cannot just simply delete it. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove all the reference planes in our visibility settings. So just go to annotation categories, find reference planes, disable it, and click on apply, OK, apply, OK. And as you can see, all of them disappeared. Then, what will be the next step? The next step is to ensure that you also do not see non-associated with current package sections, because for sure you might have like hundreds of them on the same layout depending on the purposes that you have created them. And there is a possibility to filter sections that you don't want to see on your layout by the parameter value. So how can you do that? First of all, I see, yeah, okay, seems like it's locked over there. Let me first check it here. Yes, this one is correct. So how you can actually disable it or make sure that it's not visible here, at least this one and this one, because these two, I would say we need to keep them. You can simply add some extra classificator. I'm just thinking, yeah, probably will be the best way just to define one extra project parameter. I will call it fix general filter. And I will select sections. Okay, you cannot actually, yeah, okay, of course it will be views. Okay, okay, and then here on this view filter appeared, so I can make it editable here. And then when I go to the section view, you can actually also enable it here. And what will be my next step? Ensure that first all the sections that I would like to see on this view will have common value when it comes to the filter. So in this case, I will call it package 001, for example. Formula. Probably I used different. I used wrong units. Unfortunately here, once it was created, you cannot change it, so the only way to do that, just create another one and ensure that it's text filter. That it is text filter. Then I can click on OK. Again, I need to make sure that they're available for editing. I'm just going to set this value to package 001. Wait. Yes, also here package 001. And then I'm going just to add one filter. Filter, add, edit, create new one. I will call it, you can just delete it. I will call it section filter. Package 1. Then I will select sections category. Select parameter I would like to use as a filtering criteria, and I will just click on apply. Then I'm adding it, removing the visibility. Why am I removing visibility? No. Of course, it should be not equal, but does not contain. And now, as you can see, section that we had here disappeared because it doesn't contain filter value. Okay. This is what we've been looking for. Now it looks cleaner. I'm going to add one more annotation. For pipeline number. And yes, of course, we also need to draw the center line. Make it simpler, I will use this tool and then just chamfer. Then, as you can see, by majority, we let's say finished with our annotations. If I will enable crop view and move it a little bit closer, then our grids, they also will move a little bit closer to the view, so it doesn't look that much oversized. Yeah, now I think it should be correct. Then, no, I still see once. Oh no, it wasn't size. Yes. Then what's left is the secondary steel supports. And secondary steel supports, we're also going to do with the help of assembly. So it will be PS 004, and here it will be PS 003. Or, as we did it before, we agreed not to call it as PS, but call it according to assemblies. So in this case, it will be assembly 003 and assembly 004. Here we can also indicate it via multi-category. Let me see. Because here we need to set it to AS003. And here it will be AS004. To make it a little bit clearer, I will switch it from attach end to free end, and then I will adjust it slightly. Now what I will do with this sheet, I will bring it to the sheet I'm going to create right now. New sheet, A1. And I will just drop here our drawing. I will rename it to plan at plus 4,000. And I will just drag it here. Again, this view, it's not that complicated. Why we just don't reduce the size of the sheet to A2? We can do that, why not? Then here the only thing maybe what I will do, crop region visible, I remove it, so it will be not visible on the drawing itself. And now we can just give it a title. Piping layout at plus 4,000. And the only thing we need to do now just to center it. To somewhere over here, for example. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower. Here we can also add some annotation. Piping layouts. Elevation plus 4,000. And of course, sheet 2 out of 10 sheets. And size of the sheet A2. As you can see, all the other parameters, they are associated with the project parameters, so you don't need to fill them always. Once you define them for your project, it will be always populated to all the sheets that you are going to produce until the moment they are binded to the project parameters. So now we will just move to our secondary steel drawings and we'll create a few assemblies. So let's say 3D view and front view. 3D, top view, and yeah, I think that should be good enough. hit A4. I think it should be more than enough. Then very simple front view. This one. I will just minimize. So it will be like this, for example. You can also call it like E. So at least we have a name to that. And here it will be front view. Then we'll also take care of the plan view. For top view. I'm also going to center it. And then here we can add some dimensions to that. So let me see. Okay, it's only available on the front view. Yeah, probably that's not the best sample, but at least it gives you the idea of how it can be done. Here, for example, again, we can just draw something. So then it's clear for everybody that it's not simply attached to nowhere, but there are actually some kind of beam. In lines that we are attaching to. Then we have top front view. Top view, I'm going to just move it a bit. So I will make it a little bit higher. Yeah, probably will be better if we will call it not top view and front view, but detail A and detail B. Then it will be sort of in line at least with the annotation. And for some reasons here I don't see it at all. Okay. Seems like it's possible only with section. Only section will appear on that drawing. Then, yeah, okay. Then it will be front view. And this will be detail A. Yes. I think that should be decent. Then I'm going to, yes, here you can see that I forgot to create a part list. You can always add it. And then I'm just going to place it to the drawing. So for example, what kind of item is this? Then I see that it's just very generic one again. So I'm going to remove category. I will keep family and type, also count. I'm going to move it out. And I need to find something associated with length. No, length is not here. Okay. Let me see if we have any kind of parameters over here. Yeah, cut length. But for some reason it's not available, this list. Because I would say I would prefer to see cut length. But it's multi-category. Okay. Multi-category because it should list all the items, but in this case I would like it to be created as a structural framing schedule. Then we have access to more fields and we actually can indicate what's the actual length instead of only counting pieces. So it will be like this. And then I can just add it to my drawing. Again, I don't want to keep this space in between. So this part, where it is? Yeah, blank row before the data. I just don't like it. So I'm going to keep it simple like that. Here you can name it as assembly 003. With sheet 1 of 1. Area code, sheet size A4. And technically that's it for this drawing. Then I'm going to do the same for the other one. Actually, it will be exactly the same. Only thing what I would like to do differently, I will show you section. How you can make it a little bit differently. Yes, I forgot to create a sheet. So, same set of actions. And here, for example, you can see we should have a section, but I still don't see the section. That's weird. Probably we need elevation top. Yeah. Okay. This is exactly what we need. We need not the plan view, but elevation top. Plan detail, I'm going to delete it. Elevation top, I will keep it. And when I'm placing it here, we can see that we can indicate also the detail number. For for example. Let me just move it. So this will be A, and this will be B. Now I can call this detail B. And this one I can call detail A. And again I can just add dimensions. And structural framing schedule. Also with the cut parts. Or with cut length, of course. And here you can see it's a little bit different. Again, I'm going to remove a blank row before the data. And I'm just adding it to the sheet. Just to position it a little bit better. Like this. And this part you can just slightly move it somewhere here, for example. And over here, I'm just going to add some dimensions. For example, like this. And this. This view I'm also going to move a little bit higher. And I'm just going to copy paste reference that I created here to the different drawing. And then of course I will also call it assembly 004. And this is it. So in today's video we had some troubleshooting of how to solve some of the daily problems that you might encounter when you are dealing with your layouts and creating annotation on it. And also we created another layout drawing featuring how you can clean it up by removing reference planes and unnecessary section views. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.